Hi, I am Jen from Jen Diggy Junction, and I've been meaning to do some what sold videos. And let's just get started because there's a lot that I need to catch everyone up on. I've been having some great sales and just been busy. My first sale is, I just thought this was so funny. I picked this up along the way for like 25 cents. It's a grilled cheese sandwich Christmas ornament. I mean, whatever. I knew somebody'd buy it. It sold for $11.01. The next item is this kit to make these partridge birds. This is a vintage kit. A lot of people will say, watch for craft kits, watch for stitchery kits. I do all kinds of crafts and I never search the word stitchery. This one, it really helps if you know what you're looking for. This one is done with embroidery. Crewel embroidery is what I put in the title. Or no, I just put embroidery. But if you can identify the craft in your kit, you are going to get so much more for it. The next item is Frances Willard Girl Crusader, Childhood of Famous Americans. This is a series that I loved when I was a kid. And it is not politically correct. It has been discontinued. There's a newer series, but these are the hardcovers. They often sell really well. This one I got $21.24 plus shipping for it. This is another one from the series. These are fiction books. Nobody really knows what happens to Virginia Dare, but this happened to Virginia Dare. But this was a fictionalized account of what might have happened. And even so, it sold for $25.49. There are over 200 in this series. They are not impossible to find. I bought a box of 60 some at a book sale for $1 each a few years ago, and I decided I wanted to read them because I loved them as a child, and I've been reading them and putting them on eBay. This was a really neat sale. It's an Ariana Grande light up kitten ears, and it works. You can see that just from the photos that it works. And on top of that, I added a video, which, let's see. Yeah, so, I wanted people to see that this did work. And I bought this at the bins, so I wouldn't have even had a quarter in it. And it sold for $50.99. I found this money clip at a thrift store for $1. It was kind of a gamble because I was like, is anybody from Centerville High School going to be interested in this? But it did have a couple of things going on. I figured, anybody from Centerville High School might enjoy it, not just those that were having their reunion in 1974. It was a nice money clip. You can see that it had a little bit of, not quite centered, but I mean, this thing is what, 47 years old, something like that. But I paid $1 and got 21 for it. If you see menorahs, buy them. I have always sold every menorah I have ever found. Not that I find a lot. I found this at a Goodwill outlet for 15 cents. And I sold it for $33.99. This is another one of those things that, I see a lot of quilting books. Some sell, some don't. What caught my eye with this one is the spiral binding. This to me kind of said, this is not a mass-produced book. Some quilting books you can barely give away. Some sell for a good bit of money. This sold in just a couple of months for $17, and I think I picked it up at a thrift store for a quarter. I've had this for so long, I don't even remember where I got it, but I wouldn't have paid any more than 25 cents for it. I love buying Christmas ornaments. I love unique ornaments. This one is Santa at the grill, putting out a fire. So there's a lot of things going on with it. I think that I would have put some different keywords in the title. This would have made a great gift to a firefighter. My dad was a volunteer firefighter for 50 years. He would have got the biggest kick out of this ornament. So anytime you see really unique ornaments like this, pick them up because, I paid a quarter. I got $12.74. I like to make at least a $10 profit on things, but I don't always. But this was quick, easy to list, small to store. This is a little powder pen. I paid 25 cents for this at a garage sale. Rainbow stuff does really well. I'm not talking about Noah's Ark rainbow. I'm not talking about Pride rainbow. I'm talking about like Rainbow Girls. It is like the youth division of like the Masonic Temple or something. I don't understand. My dad was not a Mason. I don't know anything about it. But I do know that there are some Masonic things that sell really well. This is one of them. I paid a quarter. I got $29.74. I had a lot of watchers on it. I knew I could get a good bit of money for it. I had some lowball offers like $5, $10. Even at $10, I knew I could get more for it. And I'm glad I held out because it only took like 3 months to sell. Okay, this is one I wanted to bring up because if you saw this kit at a thrift store, you probably would not think, oh, that's worth what it is. Now, I think I paid up for this one and paid $1, which that for me is paying up. What caught my eye is this is a very vintage kit. It was made in the USA. It does not have a year on it, but this was definitely from the 1970s. And stamped cross stitch does well, and that's what this is. You see the little X's there. There are people who love the counted, and there are people who loved the stamped. So, the reason this caught my eye is somebody probably had it in their kitchen in the 70s. A little girl probably grew up thinking it was the most beautiful thing she'd ever seen. Mom probably got rid of it. Girl wants to recreate it to put it in her kitchen. And this sold for $21.24. And I think a lot of people who sell crafts would have just walked right on by this. The next item is this hat. My husband did retake pictures of it because originally it just looked like a round thing. We have recently bought this styrofoam head. I think it was like only $6 from Amazon. I'll link to it down below. And I think it makes our hat pictures look so much better. If you don't like clowns, you might want to skip ahead. This was in my grandmother's estate. And my grandmother loved clowns. There were so many craft and make this clown patterns in her estate. It was unbelievable. This is from like one of those things that they send you like cards every month to like put in your little, thing. And this was just a tiny little card with instructions on how to make these clowns. Well, these are scary, evil looking clowns. So I thought somebody is going to want this because they're going to want to make this as a gag gift. And For whatever reason, somebody bought this for $12.74. It was just a card. I have had it online for about 3 years, and I keep lowering the price. I put it really high at first because I'm like, there's probably not another one of these out there. This I found at the bins. I figured out that it's about 8 cents an ounce at our Goodwill bins. And I think this sold, all right, so I think this was about 3 ounces, including the box. So I probably paid about a quarter for it. Anything that I can find Enesco, except Precious Moments. I don't do well with Precious Moments. But this is an Enesco figure. It's a Disney showcase. And you can see there's issues to the box. But it is Enesco. And I love selling Enesco stuff. And I got $42.49 for this. This is another one of those things that I think a lot of people would just walk on by. In the 1980s, I remember doing cross-stitch Christmas ornaments on gold-plated things. I specifically remember making snowflake ornaments. So when I saw this, it was a quarter at a thrift store. And I knew it would sell and sell quickly because people who do cross-stitch often like doing cross-stitch on various items. I paid a quarter for this, and I sold it in less than 24 hours for $12.74. This is something that I actually won. It is a Kraft Pumpkin Spice Macaroni and Cheese kit. It has the pumpkin spice that you can add into the macaroni and cheese to make your macaroni and cheese pumpkin spice flavor. I know, sounds gross. And it also included all these other things. I entered a giveaway on Twitter. I won this, and I was able to sell it for $39.99. Now, the best by date on the mac and cheese was earlier than the best by date on the package of pumpkin spice seasoning. And so the pumpkin spice seasoning was still in date. So when this sold, I just took this bag or this box of mac and cheese out and put a new one I had gone out and bought at Walmart into the kit. This is something that I found at the bins, so and it is light, so I probably paid about 8 cents for this. It is a film strip about Saudi Arabia. If you're about my age, you'll remember when it was a big deal when your teacher showed film strips in class. And, I even showed a little bit of the film strip itself. It sold within 24 hours for $10. And the final thing I'm going to show you is this. These used to be a lot more common to find than they are anymore. Wildlife Treasury. Of course, I had to take a picture of the guinea pig. I'm a huge guinea pig person. But this had, just tons. I mean, there were hundreds. I counted them all to be able to tell them, how many cards were in here. But there were hundreds. And it sold for $67.99. It went overseas, and so I think the buyer was all in for like $90 on this. It was, it was insane. But people like these. So anyway, that's what sold in September. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And I will be back very soon with some of what sold in October.